Travis Wayne Goodsell. Here we are in the zombie apocalypse. It's what you guys wanted. It's what you guys got. And you're just disappointed that you don't get to go around shooting people and chopping off their heads with the sword. Instead, you go around killing people with your breath. Interesting, Joseph Smith knew all about this. Doctrine and Covenants, section 45, verse 31. And there shall be men, and women obviously, because it's understood as women, humanity, standing in that generation that shall not pass until they shall see an overflowing scourge, for a desolating sickness shall cover the land. Too many people were assuming Jerusalem was going to be the location for all of this end of the world battle stuff. Turns out it was America. Still need to do a video about how Son of Man refers to the Jewish concept of the Messiah, not the Christian one. I've talked about it a lot, but never focused on a video of it. Because otherwise, the title tricks you into thinking it's some other video, and so you don't watch. But Nelson's given thoughts and prayers this Friday, the 20th. Kind of interesting, because the moon, which is entering into the first quarter on that day, 21st is the first quarter according to the calendar, but the 20th, the moon's in the goat beast constellation. Hail Satan, the goat beast. And so, yeah, it's interesting timing, even though the moon's not with Nelson, as he's in Pisces. The fish beast, the Dagon god of Babylon. Which is actually the birth constellation for the Son of Man, in case you were wondering, which I know you didn't even know to know. We're almost getting to 200 views for the first of the Keystone pictures I did. Not too many came so far to the one where I did the Keystone comparison. I'm assuming that the majority of my viewers and the majority of Mormons who see the thumbnail but choose not to click on it because they stay away from all things evil, that all of you guys know what a keystone is and the significance of a keystone. It's the thing that holds the arch together. If you take it out so that you're going to put something else in, the arch still collapses. So you'd have to brace it all up, then take out the keystone, and then put in the replacement, and then you can take out the supporting beams. And so for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, I've done the videos about how our symbol is the inverted pentagram. But, you know, leave it to Mormons to gaslight the world prior to the Trump administration, as they go around saying, oh, it's revelation from heaven. Oh, it's Jesus Christ coming down in the latter days. Yes, let's just make it up. Oh, it's spaghetti sauce that sticks to the ceiling when you throw it after cooking it to see if it's done, and if it hangs, then it's good. If it falls, then wait, that ruins the symbol. It's a symbol of Lucifer, Mormons. Everybody knows it. Why are you trying to gaslight us that it's some other symbol? Oh, because the nameplate says Jesus Christos. Oh, okay. Right. You're calling Lucifer Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'm sure that'll convince Christians, won't it, Christians? If there are any Christians watching. And so the comparison between Nelson, I just covered up the inverted pentagram with Nelson. How many people did that fool? That's exactly what Mormons are believing nowadays. I'm only going to wait for the prophet to tell me what to do, to tell me if it's the second coming, to tell me if the sun has been darkened and the moon turned to blood and the stars fall from heaven. So the first day of darkness, the first sun darkening, came and went, and the church prophets said nothing. There was one guy, I think he was a 70, could have been an apostle. It's been so long now. who tried to make a point about eclipses. He failed, but nonetheless, he was the closest one to acknowledging the existence of the latter-day signs in heaven. Hinckley mentioned it back in 2000, October, I think, in that general conference. And he said that the prophecies of Joel have all been fulfilled. No, you're a couple decades too early. Jumping the gun, trying to fool Mormons. Because, sickness, right in line with sun shall be darkened, moon turned to blood, stars fall from heaven. So Nelson's going to again distract you guys. Oh, it's not the second coming. But that's what we're going to call it because we're Christian. We're not pre-Israelite Jews who believe in the Egyptian version of a Messiah. No, we're Christian. So we believe that King David was not the Messiah. Jesus Christ is the only Messiah. Nobody else. No king is ever a Messiah, even though that's their title as king. They're anointed. Hello. That's why Jesus in the Gospels is the restoring King David. That's why they have his genealogy to King David. Nope. We're just going to ignore all the other anointed ones because there's only one and only one. It's just amazing how the Illuminati, the Luciferians, have used religion to turn it on religion. And that's what we're seeing. People wanted a zombie apocalypse. They got a zombie apocalypse to turn it on them. Oh, it's a hoax. It'll go away. Children, they're immune. Dear God. Just inject yourself with disinfectants. Yep. So yeah, gaslighting Mormons. You fell for it. And just like with the coronavirus, you know, people thought it was all fun and games. Oh yeah, we're going to gaslight this virus, and we're going to get angry, and we're going to trigger the snowflakes, and yeah, now they're dying. Now their lives are ruined. Wasn't that fun? What a fun joke that was, huh? It was like Mormons. Oh no, we're Christian. Yeah, Jesus Christ. No, that's not Lucifer's symbol. We're Christian. It's all fun and games. Oh, you remember, now you gotta pay tithing. You're forced to pay tithing. You can't go in the temple unless you pay your tithing. No, it's not extortion like the mafia. No, we're not a criminal organization. We're religion. It's all fun and games until the leader of the church is hesitant to shut down the church, thus causing the spread, causing the escalation, and then extorts the governor and the local leaders to open up again, so that the church can then open up and then claim, hey, the government, oh man, they said it was okay. How could we have been so fooled? Aren't you prophets, seers, revelators? You couldn't see this coming? You're putting it on them, as the church is then fooling Mormons. Oh, the church says it's okay to go to church, so I'm going to go to church. Oh, the church says it's okay to go to the temple. After all, he changed the law of chastity again after Travis pointed it out in his first lawsuit that Nelson was trying to bring back polygamy. And then Nelson responded in full fury. Just hilarious. Gotcha. Who's the snowflake now, snowflake? So, but yeah, missions open, and he's saying that, you're only going to go on missions in your own land. Well, what is that holiday or whatever place in Utah, missionary girl, doing in Switzerland? And on the day she fell off the mountain on her P-Day, Switzerland was back into an outbreak. I mean, the mission president should have known that and should have said, okay guys, we've got an outbreak again, stay home. Nope. P-Day! And she's dead now. I mean, seriously, they're not taking this seriously. Again, Joseph Smith. There shall be men standing in that generation that shall not pass away until they shall see an overflowing scourge, for a desolating sickness shall cover the land. And the church is gaslighting us on this? This was a perfect opportunity to say, hey, the church is true. Joseph Smith foresaw this. It's the end of the world. End of wickedness. I, Russell M. Nelson, am the president of the church and am in the office of Moses, and therefore am the fulfillment of the meaning of Israel. He blew it. He blew it. Oh my God. See, I don't think you guys fully understand because you're not translators. If you watch a movie and say you're an electrician for a living. You're a professional electrician. And there's a movie that comes out, everybody's all into it, and there's something electrical that's involved with the movie. And you're like, no, that's not how you do it. You got to do that wiring into, professionals look at movies differently than the regular folks who don't see it, don't know to know. And that's what I'm in a position of. I'm a translator. I deciphered Paleo-Hebrew. I deciphered Egyptian petroglyphs. This morning while I was running, I thought of an idea for another video going over Egyptian petroglyphs. Show you how it's done again. But if you don't understand Hebrew translation, you're gonna miss it. You're not gonna understand why I'm so critical and laughing hysterically with Nelson, over Nelson, about Nelson. But again, gaslighting. You've been gaslit. You've been fooled into thinking the church was true. You've been fooled. And as a result of your being deceived, he's now murdering you. That's the horror we're facing. A zombie apocalypse. A viral apocalypse. And Nelson, instead of protecting you by shutting it down like Moses did. Again, if you don't know your Bible stories, you're going to miss the significance of all this. You're not going to know that Nelson is supposed to be following the prophetic examples in the scripture. And as he is in the office of Moses, wouldn't you think he'd follow the example of Moses during their apocalypse, which is called the Exodus? This is the danger of being gaslit. Is that it's a fun joke in the beginning, but then it turns deadly. It's all fun and games to deceive people, and then somebody gets killed. It's no longer funny anymore. You can't claim, oh, we're just joking. We're just kidding. Notice Trump came out and said, I don't joke. Anybody listening to that? See, how many of you are now fulfilling the part that says you're going to curse God and die? You all are. You've all given up on this virus. You've all given up on our leaders to do the right thing to protect us. And instead of blaming them, you're blaming God and just going out, if I get it, I get it. If I die, I die. I'm hearing that from too many people now. You've fulfilled another prophecy of the latter days. The whole point is that you're supposed to be warned so you don't die. You know, like our version, the Mormon version of the story of Noah. God tells Noah, go warn the people. Flood's coming. They're going to need to build a boat. They say, it's a hoax. It's going to go away. No such thing as a flood, etc., etc., etc. It was all fun and games. Then the flood came, and they're dead. They thought it was funny to gaslight, to deny. And so yeah, we've been punked for a long time in this nation. Anti-vaxxers, which is an irony, because now they're trying to build us up for a hope for a vaccine among a nation of anti-vaxxers. And the news, as John Oliver again pointed out, they all love to say the same stuff on different channels, whether it's national or local, throughout the nation. What the hell's wrong with them? Then you realize, oh, they're reading from a script, which comes from above, who controls all. And then you understand what's really going on. They're trying to gaslight us with brainwashing techniques on the news. And so then, are we able to trust the news? No, we're not. And so Fox, AON, and whatever that third one was, they're all trying to murder you guys by gaslighting you. Oh, the election is a fraud, it's a hoax. We paid a person to come on sounding like Darth Vader. We got people to lie. Isn't it cool? The whole thing's rigged. Biden's not the legitimate president. And yet it was Trump who wasn't legitimate. But the news accepted it. They normalized it. Remember that word? That spread all over the news. Oh, don't normalize Trump. Oh, don't normalize his behavior. Don't normalize. Guess what Nelson did in his talk on the last conference? The new normal. And Mormons miss it. Mormons miss it. Dear God. Dear God. Just a bunch of zombies, viral zombies, wandering around, all waiting to die. One last thing, as I was getting the thumbnail picture for this video, realized that another thing I should bring up is that Mercury, who I've already identified as Trump, because Trump was Mercury at the top of Libra for the 2016 election as the winner. Mercury is back at the top of Libra this weekend also. And so that's going to be interesting to see what happens, as he's refusing to concede to a record-breaking win by Biden on all fronts. Now, it'll be interesting to see if Trump concedes finally to do a transition of Biden to become Mercury, or if Trump's going to declare martial law this weekend and lock Biden up. Anything goes in apocalypse.